What's up guys, it's Curtis here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over how someone in their 20s can save a lot of money, and that's coming from someone who's in their 20s who has saved a lot of money. And with that being said, let's jump into it. I'm going to be going over these 5 things from least important to most important, and we're going to start with number 5. And in number 5, it's actually purchase smarter. And what I mean by that is you're going to buy in bulk things that you can buy in bulk. So that's going to be your toothpaste, your toilet paper, your paper towels, all the good stuff that you really need to live. You can also buy some food, rice, grains, all these other types of things that you can actually go and buy in bulk. This will actually reduce the cost of those things, and you're going to need them in the future anyways. Another thing that I mean by that is maybe shop with coupons, maybe shop sales. Do all the little things that you can in order to save 10, 20, 30, 40% on these purchases that you're going to be buying anyways. Just purchase smarter so that you are saving money and you can put that money towards other things or your savings for your future. The number 4 thing you can do in your 20s in order to save money is to avoid debt. I know this probably seems like, well, that's obvious, but most people don't actually avoid it. Most people go into debt on their phone, debt on their car, debt on anything. And some debt's good. If it's for increasing yourself, investing in yourself, like education or a course or a skill, that's awesome. That's a good debt because you're investing in yourself in order to get a return. But I'm talking about debt that you're not actually going to get ahead on in the future, and it ends up just being you paying more money. So avoid debt at all costs. Do not get the new car. Do not go get the newest and greatest iPhone. Do not go and get these purchases that will set you back to where your money is tied up because you have to pay the bank or a company first and you can't actually invest for your own self. Number 3 on this list is to spend frugally. Spend frugally, and what I mean by that is don't go out and spend a bunch of money on food. Don't go out and spend a bunch of money on alcohol at the bars. You don't need to Uber. You don't need to get Uber Eats or any of those food services that just come to your door. Just don't be lazy. I know that some people do it because it's a convenience, but you don't just do it for the convenience. You're actually paying them for the convenience. It's not just, hey, it's convenient. No, you actually spend a lot more money. Instead of doing takeout where you could go and drive to that store or to that restaurant and grab your food and leave for $12, you are now spending $22 after a service fee and after a tip and after the gas fee and all these different fees that they put into it. You're actually spending almost double the amount of money on something that you could have just went and got. Alcohol, you don't need to go to the bars and spend, $200 in a single night on alcohol, buying shots for people and buying all these mixed drinks. You can drink at home if you want to drink. You don't need to go out all the time. You can hang out at your house, save that money, and invest it in your future. Then when you're in your future self will thank you because you'll have a ton of money in order to go out and have fun, in order to not even think about your income, not even think about your finances, because you've saved and invested for your future and let your money grow and compound over time. So spend frugally. Do not be someone who spends so much money on things like DoorDash and Uber Eats. And I have friends that go and they spend $200 sometimes in a single week on Uber Eats. They get it when they go to work. They get it when they're at home because they're tired and they don't want to cook at night. They don't have groceries because they don't go to the grocery store to get food. So then they're saying, what do? I need to eat. Just don't do that. Do not do that. Spend frugally. Those small purchases will add up, especially when you're young. The small purchases add up so much faster and actually stop that snowball from compound interest in your savings and investing to actually work for itself, because you don't have the money to actually build up to gain that snow in the first place for the snowball to start rolling down the hill. Number 2, so the second most important thing on this list is going to be tracking your expenses. And what I mean by this is have a budget. You need to track your expenses. Treat yourself like a business. If you were a business, how would you spend money? It wouldn't be just going out and spending money on things and spending all your money to where you don't even know where your dollar goes. You need to track every single dollar, have every dollar have a purchase. For example, this dollar is going towards my bills. This dollar is going towards my groceries. This dollar is going towards my gas, and track every single dollar so that at the end of the month, you can then see, am I in the net positive or am I in the net negative? If I'm in the net negative, then I need to cut a bunch of things out in order to actually save or increase your income so that you can actually save and invest. If you're in the positive, then you need to just take that money and put some to the side for your future, whether it be 10% at first, 15, 20. Some people do all the way up to 50%, where if their money's not going towards a bill, they just put it towards their future, towards their investing, towards their savings. And that's going to lead me actually to point one, which is actually going to be save and invest. You need to have accounts. You need to be able to put money to the side for your future. And so in step two, when you're tracking your expenses, you are putting every dollar to work. Now you can take that money and use it towards the most important thing, which is save and invest for your future, because your dollar in the future will have its most value the earlier you start to invest. So if I'm 20 years old and I start investing, by the time I'm 60, that dollar is going to be worth way more from getting interest than what it is when I'm 30, what it is when I'm 40, what it is when I'm 50. My dollar can work for me for a lot longer. And if you know anything about compound interest, the longer it's in the market, or the longer it's in a savings account actually building interest in a high interest savings account, or in the market getting an 8 to 10% return, it snowballs and your compound interest is actually working for you. Now, I know some people in their 20s, they don't have money in order to save or invest, and that's fine. That's when you really need to take a step back and say, what is my income and how can I get it to be bigger, and cut my expenses. So try to gain more money by working more, by getting a better job, by getting a skill, by getting a certificate or an education that's actually going to allow you to open up doors to get higher income so that you can save extra cash. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. That's 5 things that I think are super important in order for you to save money in your 20s and set yourself up for future success. I'm not going to go into a bunch more. I want to keep it short and simple. Those are the 5 things. If you want to like, comment, and subscribe, comment down below how you actually save money in your 20s. Or if you're someone that's older, how did you do it in your 20s? I love you guys. Remember, you can do all things through him that give you strength. Peace.